Hi everyone and welcome to stagemasterslive videos. My name is Francois Spannenburg and today we are tackling part 3 of the topic working the crowd. So the two main topics of this last video about working the crowd, of course, is first playing with the audience, so for active participation, and then how to be unpredictable. That's the two things we're going to talk about. So about playing with them, that's something that I think every band uses, or every serious band, not necessarily professional, but serious band, like serious about what they're doing. Most of those bands are going to involve the crowd in some sort of ways. There are several ways to involve the audience, but each time what is important is to find the right timing, because if you involve the audience on an offbeat thing, like when there's actually no climax, no climax in view, no dynamics set up for this, it's gonna be a flop. So you need to have the proper conditions to involve them, so that it has a logic for people. Like, okay, now it's my turn, but I've been already prepared psychologically. There's a build-up behind, and yes, now is the moment where we participate. Okay, so technically about the participation, some of the techniques that are most used is the repeat after me thing. So you can say something to the audience, say whatever, and they're going to repeat it. It's working out well. It's not something that is like exceptionally surprising for the audience. They're used to it, you know. You can simply say something like, say hey, hey, say ho, ho, and all this kind of thing. So that's a classic, but it works. I think that for this to work, always it is good to time it well, so not too short, not too long, and at the proper moment. So your timing is always important. If you do that at the beginning of a song, it makes no sense, except if you tell them, okay, we're going to sing a song, and at some point in the song, there's going to be one sentence that we were going to want you to repeat, during the chorus. So you explain them, you kind of make a little practice, and then after, when you sing the song, they know that's their turn to sing this song, sing the same sentence than you. So that we can prepare them in advance. I've seen plenty of great bands doing that. So that's one way to do things. There's also plenty of other ways to involve them. One that I really used to like is when you have the audience very warm, they're already absolutely into the show, and they feel great. So you can find one moment. It can be during a solo. You can stop your solo and ask everybody to put arms up, and you take a photo. They will love it. On top of it, nowadays with social medias, you just post it on your Facebook page, and everybody who was at the show will definitely take that photo from your page and share it among their friends. So that's a good thing to also go viral on some cool shows that you've done. So because I was doing that at the time when Facebook was not existing, so of course it was probably less efficient, but the people that were there, they loved it. So nowadays it's a good opportunity, I think, to exploit that, even way better than 15 years ago. When can you do that? You can stop a solo, do that, and then go back to your solo. Or it can be the singer that stop his song to have a little moment with the audience and say, okay, we love you, you're a great crowd, we'd like to keep a memory of this, and then arms up, and a photo. Fantastic. You can even put yourself, as a selfie, you put yourself in the picture. Plenty of artists do that, not only musicians or bands. I think it's pretty cool. And the same thing, you post it on your page, and people are gonna share it. So that's a really cool thing to have the audience participating and play with them. They are part of the thing. They're involved, and and they love it. What you can do also, that is mostly used in clubs, because if you play at festival, it's a bit more complex. It's not impossible, but let's say that most of the people won't see what's going on. So that's why it's something that is actually better to use in a club. I play sometimes with some guys and in clubs, and I see them doing that, and I think it's pretty cool. You go to the audience, and you're going to use the hand of one of a member of the audience to play your guitar. So you have your hands on the neck, but you use the hand of the other person to actually hit the strings, and it feels to the audience that it's fantastic. Like, how does he do that? Of course, they don't know that you use only like full chords, and then whatever they hit, it's going to sound great. But it doesn't matter for them. It feels like, wow, he knows exactly what he's doing. He's speaking the right notes, etc. It's fantastic. It's something that really works, and people involved love it, and the audience around is in general pretty astonished. So that's a really, really cool feature. Also, what you can do, that you can do it also from in a festival or something. The impact may not be as strong than in a club. Again, because most of the people won't know what you're doing. But something that is really cool in terms of connecting is to go in the audience and play your solo for one person. Looking in the eyes of that person, you say, okay, that's for you, I'm going to play this solo. You don't need to say it. You just go there, you approach the person, you look in the eyes, and you play your guitar solo, your harmonica solo, your whatever solo. You do that. That's good when you're equipped wireless. If you're not equipped wireless and you need to stay on stage, then you know what you can do. You just simply, if you have access to the crowd in some sort of ways, you can just bring someone up on stage, play your solo for that person. And then the person is going to go back to the crowd. But you will give a very, very lasting memory to that person, and probably to the audience who's going to be able to see what you're doing. And probably they will again envy that person who came up on stage, because you invited this person to come on stage and you play for that person. That's pretty cool as well. All those things are a good way to play with the audience and have them coming back home with a memory, a strong memory, an emotional memory, saying, wow, it was so cool. Do you remember when he did that or when she did that? Wow, I loved it. Those kind of things are really what you're looking for. Still on the play with them topic, there's also one thing that I personally love to use. I'm not a singer, I do sometimes I do the backing vocals, but I'm not a lead singer really. But as a musician, as a harmonica player, what I love to do is the question answer. I'm going to show you a video up there where I use that. Basically, what I do, I play my solo, and at some point I stop it. I bring everything down, and I'm gonna make a note like, wow, hey, and I point at the people and I say, hey, you don't need to explain them anything. They understand, and they will come back to you with hey as well. And then you do that again. You do one note, hey, one note, hey, etc. And the response is immediate. It always works. It never failed. Well, of course, if I have a kind of a audience which I know is absolutely not into that kind of mood because the mood has not been set up properly. So if you play, for example, with a band, but you are not the one who created the show, that you play for someone, and you know that the audience has not been prepared to that, don't do it. Then it fails, for sure. Because the audience is like, what the hell is he asking me to do all of a sudden? There was no cue here. Why all of a sudden I have to participate? I've not been psychologically prepared. I'm not ready. I was just enjoying the music. But if you set up the mood, if you set up the circumstance, if you set up the opportunity, then when you do that, it cannot fail. And in general, I do that in the middle of a solo, and I have already kind of set up this vibe where I get people excited. So when I get people excited enough, when I feel like, okay, that's it, they are on a high, that's the moment where I'm going to ask them to participate through this technique. So question, it's a kind of a question answer. I make one note there and ask them to say hey. So check the video out, and then I come back right after the video. Like this, you can really see it. So as you can see on this short video, it speaks for itself. You just play the note, you point at them, you say, hey, they got it. You don't need to do anything else. The rest follows because you prepared them for that. Okay, so now we're gonna go for the last topic of this video. We're gonna talk about unpredictability. I just love that part. I'm just gonna give you a few things because I'm gonna make a complete video afterwards. But unpredictability is the fan winner. So it just turns people into fans. It's a fantastic tool. I just love it. I've used it a lot and it paid back a lot. So unpredictability is a little bit, again, I'm going to make an analogy with movies, but it's the same kind of thing that you need than the kind of ingredients you will find in a movie to make it unpredictable, or in a book. You know, what makes that you still keep turn the page to know what's going on in the book? It's because you don't know what's going to happen. It's unpredictable. There are mysteries, things to be solved. You want to know what is going to happen to this person. That is, you start to be attached to the character, and then you want to know more. That's how it works. Because the writer or the script writer or the movie makers, they just get the right ingredients at the right place with the right timing to keep you interested all the way through. So it is the same kind of thing. So you're going to tell me, yeah, but in a movie or in a book, we're following a storyline. You don't do that in a show. Well, of course, if your show is a concept and you play in a musical or something like that, there is a storyline. But if you're just a band with your songs, or even if you do covers, you don't have a storyline indeed. But either you can decide if you play covers to play a song where the lyrics are that important that it tells a really cool story and people are completely hooked up with the story. That's good enough. Or if you are writing your own songs, maybe you have a song with a very, very catchy story. The lyrics are extremely important. The music is actually very secondary. What is really important is whatever you're telling, what the story is about. And people can be absolutely fascinated about it. Because you can tell a really either tragic story or a cool story or a funny story. It doesn't really matter. But the story is everything that it's all about. If you have a cool storyline and you want to use unpredictability, you can have like a absolutely unexpected ending to the story. Like they absolutely didn't think that your story would end like this, and it creates a shock, a surprise, and people are like emotionally involved again. Like, wow, really? It's so cool. I really didn't expect that ending for the song. Or you can use humor at the end. That again, a touch of humor is something that will be received so strongly by people. You know, humor is one of the things that actually works the best in the show business at the moment. So those things that can be really, it can be really extraordinary good tools for you to be unpredictable and to trigger very strong emotions in people, and you create moments, really special moments for them. What you can do as well, that's not about the ingredients and all these things. It's just different ways now that I want to explain about how you can be unpredictable. For me, what is important is mostly that you take the leadership on setting up the moods for the audience. You know, you have to set up whatever mood it is going to be, whether it's a funny mood, whether it's a dramatic mood, whether it's an exciting mood, whatever it is, you lead the game. You tell them, not directly like this, but you lead them to the place you need them to be at that moment to prepare them for the song. And then when the song is played, they are set up. You have set them up for that mood, and you can actually do extraordinarily good things with that. It's pretty powerful as a tool, being unpredictable is just doing that. If you're actually able to set up a mood for someone, they don't expect that. Most of the people, when they go to a place to listen to a band, they expect to listen to good music and to have a good time. That's what they expect. But if you place them into moods, if you set them up into specific moods, they will feel like that was absolutely unexpected. It was way better than I thought. I loved it all the way through. That's the kind of thing also that makes you being unpredictable. So even if you have an unresponsive audience, I know that unresponsive audience are really the nemesis of most of bands, but you would be surprised how audiences can be different. Sometimes you have this kind of audience that is going to be absolutely demonstrative and all that, and that's fantastic because it gives you so much energy. You feel like you can give everything, that nothing is impossible. But some audiences look pretty quiet. They will just clap at the end of your songs and they are pretty quiet. But you would be surprised how often they could come to you and tell you, I just loved what you did. It was fantastic. And you inside, you feel like, why didn't you show it? But the thing is that all the audiences can be different. Not everybody's extrovert. Not everybody's a party monster. So you may find some audiences which are relatively quiet, but they don't enjoy it nevertheless. They just have a fantastic time. That's important to keep in mind because it can be discouraging to play in front of quiet audiences. But keep in mind that it's not because they're quiet that they don't enjoy it. If you have worked on your show, if you're ready, if you've done the work, they will love it. Whether they're quiet or not, they will love it. You can be sure because you've done the work. Other ways to surprise. Now we talked about the lyrics and setting up the moods. If you want to surprise with the music part, there are plenty of ways to be unpredictable with the music itself. You can change the tempo in the middle of a song, or you can change the rhythm, the type of beat, or you can change the key, to climax to climax a part of your song. Like all of a sudden, bam, change the key and it gets even stronger. That's the kind of things that are pretty unpredictable and that are very exciting for people in general. Another way that is really cool to surprise audience and be very unpredictable is to actually bring a guest in the middle of a song without introducing him. You play a song and all of a sudden at the right moment, of course, the performer enters and performs what he has to perform, and only at the end of the song you're going to introduce the person. That is very strong, mostly if you are smart enough to choose the appropriate guest. It's up to you to find the guest that will impress the audience within the context. So choose your song in which you want to bring the guest, choose the proper guest that will really bring the best out of your song and will make an everlasting impression. But if you do that with the right mindset and the proper thoughts, it will be unforgettable for people. So for today, for unpredictability, that's all I'm going to say, and I'm going to develop this more in details in the next video. Until then, enjoy this one. Thank you again for watching those videos, and I'll see you very, very soon. Cheers, everyone. Bye, bye-bye.